Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 22 of my Ruthless SSF run on the Settlers League. I have been enjoying my time with the Hexblaster. I have been waiting for that minefield support for several days, and now that I finally have it, I can just chill and relax. I would like to make this character my bosser, but to be honest with you, so far the Glacial Hammer character feels kind of better in Pinnacle fights. He doesn't do more damage, but the perma chill and freeze is really nice. Anyway, though, love the mapping on this character. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. I really want to get my third Watchstone. That would help me a lot. I could save a bunch of points on my tree, and of course, it would just feel nice to have my third. But right now, I just need to focus on leveling up the character, getting my gems leveled up. I've been killing a lot of Guardians and whatnot, have no issues at all. He kills all the Elder Guardians, all the Shaper Guardians, no problem. I haven't really run into too many Conquerors, but every time I have gotten one, he's deleted them without issue, which feels pretty nice. I had an okay temple here saved up. It wasn't anything great, just a tier 3 ghost room, but you know, you never know. Getting some free uniques is pretty fun sometimes. It also had a double corrupt, but I did not get a 6 link, which is unfortunate. I fully upgraded my recombiner, so I decided to go for a gamble. And they're not the greatest boots in the world, but I am not complaining. Double res, 100 life, 30 movement speed, good enough for me. It has no armor, no ES, which kind of sucks, but hey, you can't have everything in Ruthless. I got another offering to the goddess, which is good. I pretty much skip all of these except for Stinging Doubt, just because Stinging Doubt is so fast. I also started running my map runners again, starting to do tier 11, and as soon as I put in a tier 11, I got the well, not brand new, it's new to me, but I got the last pirate boss, which is pretty sick. I have not seen him this entire league. I did not get the challenge done, which is fine with me as long as I don't die. I didn't get any uniques, but I did get like 40,000 gold and my first power rune, which is fantastic. I think I need that to upgrade my bench to the very end. Upgraded my mappers again. I'd like to get those maxed out, but I'll probably focus on getting the bench maxed out first. That way I can see what all the crafts are. I don't look them up or anything, so I don't even know what the options are. I went and rolled a bunch of my scarabs, didn't get anything crazy, but I mean, when you're rolling scarabs, I never really expected to get anything crazy, but you just have to hope. I've been running almost exclusively tier 16s, which has allowed me to level up very quickly. Every once in a while, I drop down to tier 14 just to farm some, but for the most part, I'm in 16. I pretty much died to nothing, so leveling has been relatively quick. Hey, it's actually usable. Outside of that, I've just been farming. You know, I want to push for level 70, or sorry, for 88. I really want to do Uber Elder, or at least try the fight. I'm not super confident just because this character struggles with dots. But anyway, I did run my, I believe anyway, my very first Simulacrum in Ruthless. Pretty excited to try it out. I was going to use it on the Hexblaster, but I was like, that's a terrible idea, so I jumped on the Glacial Hammer character. He was amazing in this one. The very first floor gave me 2 support gems, which is fantastic. And then, not shortly after, I got a delirium orb, which, to be honest, before this league, I kind of thought they didn't exist in Ruthless, which is very clearly wrong. I got a ridiculous amount of cluster jewels. I even got another mine and trap, which I desperately need, because I am using a large chaos cluster, and the plan is to use 2 medium trap clusters, and then get the 2 jewel sockets at the end of those, assuming I hit high enough level. I got my very first megalomaniac ever, and it was trash, but I mean, it was still pretty cool to see, to be honest with you. I got such a ridiculous amount of cluster jewels that I might honestly end up blocking it on my tree, but at the same time, I kind of want to do more simulacrums. Everything was going great. I didn't die at all. The waves were going great until I started running into monster action speed cannot be modified. I got that like 3 times in a row, and ultimately that is what caused me to fail the simulacrum. But before we lost it, I did get 3 additional orbs, so I actually have 4 delirium orbs, which is fantastic. I have not used one of those since Ruthless first came out, so pretty excited to use one of them and waste them and probably get nothing. But I got a second Corrupting Blood Jewel, which is fantastic. Now, if and or when I ever get my Cyrus fight, I can actually have Corrupting Blood immunity, which I pretty much never have. Once again, as you can see, the only time I die is whenever it triggers the monster action speed cannot be lowered, which is unfortunate because everything was going really well, but I did end up failing on, I believe, like wave 9 or 10. The first delirium orb I used was dog shit. I didn't even hit 3, which felt really bad. So the next time I brought scarabs, I brought, what did I bring? I brought ritual, I brought alva, I brought blight, and yeah, we'll see what happens. The second time went way better. As you can see, I'm already at 4, I just hit 5. The blight alone gave me like 2.5 stacks, which is fantastic. So I definitely wasted the first orb, but I don't know, I kind of expected to get a lot more. Anyway, though, the ritual was pretty amazing. Not only did I get a singularity, but I got Oba's Cursed Drove, which is actually a unique map I need. I can't imagine I'll ever use those rings, but I figured I have enough money. I just deferred the singularity. I took the Obas and I deferred one of those rings just for the heck of it. Not only did I get a completion, but the Obas dropped me a Wrath. So now I have a 21 Wrath on my Ventors, and I just have the Wrath gem, which is fantastic because I really need that Wrath gem for the character I want to roll. I went for a shield recombine, and honestly, it was so close to being amazing. I'm going to hold on to it just because that tier 1 elemental ailment avoidance is really nice. But outside of that, it didn't hit anything too crazy. Going for another 5 to 1 here. I'm pretty much doing these like 2 or 3 times a day, if not more. And now I'm going for my big cluster jewel craft here, which I really need for my Hexblaster. I really want to hit the one that gives me movement speed. That's pretty much the only one I really care about, but I would like to have 2. Uh, okay, Cluster Jewel is done. All right. I was expecting this to cost a lot more, but I mean, hey, I'm happy about it. Yeah, I gotta say, I am now a very big believer in Cluster Jewels on Ruthless. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily apply them to all of my characters or more characters, but it's no longer going to be so black and white where I'm like, nah, dude, Cluster Jewels suck. I was wrong. I was very wrong. I can tell you right now that I have never enjoyed playing a mining character so much in my life. This is amazing. 52 movement speed is incredible. My mine throwing speed is disgusting. My gems are not even level 20 yet. This is fantastic. Not to mention my next point is going to finish out my large cluster here, and that's going to give me more detonation speed and a chance for them to trigger again, so that's a good time, man. I like this. I don't know what I like more, the movement speed or the mine detonation, which, by the way, I didn't think the mine detonation was going to make that much of a difference, but it was very noticeable. Either way, love the jewels. It's fantastic having 3 on a character in Ruthless. I don't think I've ever done that. Anyway, though, I've been trying to push for level 87. Blight has been a huge part of my experience gains. It just gives you so much. It's so nice. I usually get at least like 3 to 8% depending. I got a second purity of elements, which I mean I don't really need, but at the same time I can keep that one level 1 for leveling alternate characters or whatever, which always feels really nice. Kirak gave me a unique box, but of course it was trash, because what else would he give you? It's Kirak. Even though it sucks, it's still cool just seeing a unique box, because it's like, you never know what you're going to get. And that box technically could have given me a 6-link. It's super unlikely, but you never know. It could happen. I'm almost level 87. I really want to try fighting Uber Elder today, but at this point, I'm still debating if I want to wait for Hexblast level 20 and get to level 88 maybe, because at level 88 I can actually take it to the Jewel Socket, which will give me some life, it'll give me some damage, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. I went and fought some Shaper Guardians just to test my DPS. I'm definitely doing more damage than my, what's it called, my Glacial Hammer character, but I don't know, man, it feels off. It feels a little off, it doesn't feel as consistent, and especially in the Shaper fight that you're about to see coming up here in a second, it is nowhere near as safe as my Glacial Hammer character. The main thing that's scary about Shaper and Ruthless, especially if you don't use movement skills like me, is the slam. The thing with Glacial Hammer is you slow Shaper so much that you pretty much can't get hit by it unless you're AFK. But with this character, I actually did die to it once. I went and fought the King in the Mist because I wanted to see how I could handle dots. I only had 1 death to him, which is really bad because my Glacial Hammer character never dies to him. I died once, and of course it was to the dot. The little purple like cloud that he shoots at you just deleted my soul, which is very unfortunate. But I decided to fight Uber Elder anyway because I don't know, man. I felt like it. Everything was going amazing at first. I didn't die in phase 1. I did not die in phase 2. And then I had one stupid death, and I just got in my own head, and I just started playing like trash, as you're going to see. They were both so low, and at this point, I was like, man, I should just switch the Glacial Hammer and just kill them both. But I really wanted to try doing it on the Hexblaster. As you can see, I'm playing like absolute trash. I died to a dot for no reason. I was so tilted at this point. I was playing so poorly. I got in my own head. I was like, man, this character can easily do this. How are you dying? How are you messing this up? As you can see on the ground, I did a terrible job of controlling all the ground effects, and I got lasered. So I failed Uber Elder, which is, of course, always really embarrassing, and I feel really bad. But, you know, at the same time, I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. Because, you know, back in the day, like like doing pinnacles and stuff was more of a chore than anything. I kind of like how they're a legitimate threat, at least to me. Like, I'll tell you right now, if you're playing this build that I'm playing right now, this character has no issue. It can do Uber Elder, no doubt. Just play better than me and you'll be fine, as you saw there. Hey, if you made it far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 87, 53% of the way to 88. I love this build. I love this character. It feels pretty awesome having cluster jewels, as you can see here. I mean, my Chaos cluster jewel isn't the greatest. Like, Unholy Grace is kind of whatever for me, because cast speed does nothing. Touch of Cruelty is actually decent. And, of course, I actually have Guerrilla Tactics, Surprise Sabotage, and I have Guerrilla Tactics again, and Expert Sabotage, which I don't know if that's the best one, but there's not a chance in hell I'm going to spend more money re-rolling it. On top of that, I'm using Sublime Form, which not only gives me 10 all-res, but also makes it so I can run Grace. So, oh, sorry, I have Grace, Precision, Skitterbots, and Clarity. My Precision's only level 1. I pretty much only use that just for the Mastery here, for just a tiny bit of free damage. Outside of that, I just want to talk about the Elder fight really quick. I feel pretty bad. I feel pretty bad failing that. I got through, like I said, I was either on the third phase or I was near the end of phase 2. I had no deaths. Everything was going great. I have this same problem with Cyrus. Like, I'll do great in the fight, no deaths. I'll get him, like, you know, 60 to 70% dead. And then I'll have one death, and then I'm just stuck in my head the rest of the fight. And I just play like trash. I don't know why. Just something I have to work on as a player. And I will say, like, if you've never fought like Cyrus or Uber Elder without any movement skills, go ahead and give it a try. It's it's a little difficult. No excuses though. Losing the fight was 100% my own fault. Definitely avoidable. This character could have done it. As you could see in the arena, if you look back, I did a bad job of managing all the ground effects. The entire arena was covered in stuff. And when you're a character like this that can't deal with dots, you can't let that happen. I do want to wait for next time until I hit level 20 on Hexblast and try to go for 21. If it does de-level to 19, I do have a second one leveling up right now. I mean, it's like 80 mil like XP behind, but that's fine. With some of these guys. I keep forgetting that's like a thing I can do. I mean, they don't do anything, but it's kind of funny. Anyway, though, I think another good idea would be to drop the shield and go for double ones to try to get through the fight even faster. Because the longer the fight is, the worse it is for me. And, of course, the biggest dream of all would be getting a 6th link, but I'm not counting on that happening. Outside of that, though, I love this character. My evasion's a little better than that, but my evasion is still kind of trash, to be honest with you. Yeah, 11k. 11k is not like the worst in the world, but it's not very good. Talking about the economy really quickly, I have a ton of runes. I only have one power rune, of course, which means I need like 15 more or something, but that's a problem for another day. I've been running pretty much non-stop tier 16s. I've had no issue sustaining them so far, getting a bunch of guardian fights here and there, and honestly, just having a good time. Even though I failed, it feels nice just to play this character. I've got a ton of gems saved up. Every time I get a level 38 gem, I'm 3 to 1ing it. I'm not getting rid of Spell Echo. I'm trying really hard to stick to that rule of not 3 to 1ing a gem I don't have duplicates of, but it's kind of hard for me to follow. On the bright side, though, I have a ton of auras, a ton of gems saved up. Hopefully soon I can 6-link something or get the spellblade support, and then I can actually reroll. But if not, I'm very happy to farm on this character and make some money. Anyway, though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.